Alright guys, check it out. We're combining the best of both worlds today. A little bit of Eddie Van Halen, a little bit of Randy Rhoads design. That's right. Here we go. Alright. And I'm sure some of you noticed, I did say next time I shot one of these videos, I was going to shoot it. Red Bull. In the band room. So yes, we have the today we're running through the EVH 5150 cab. We do have a EVH cabinet right over here. We have amps on the other side of the room. We do have guitars hanging on the wall. I've shown this room before. We do have guitars behind me, to the side of me. All right, so today, that little intro is just instead of playing all that distortion stuff I do every time. Look, you can see my light is shining in my goggles here. I wonder if I turn it, it won't be as obnoxious. Does it matter? No, you can still see it. Anyway, said I was going to do something in the band room next time. I did. Here we are again. Show it to you. You're on a tripod today, so it's going to be a little awkward. There we are. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Make you all sick. Motion sickness. Motion sickness. All right. So, we've been going on about the last couple videos. We talked about, I think I did female guitarists last time. I decided to take a break from going on about, it's not that I don't want to talk about it, I do. But I think my point is, instead of every time you pull up one of my videos, I'm going on and on and on and on and on about the same old of the same old, is to give you guys a breather. Don't mind me. I'm really just gonna, this light's gonna drive me insane. It'll drive me insane. Anyway, I thought I would today take a break from doing that, talking about that particular subject. Next week, when I put one out, I won't. I think next week what I'm going to do is I am going to continue on that quest of talking about, next week I think we'll do rhythm sections, which will include talking about drummers and bass players, women. I'd like this because I'm doing talking about the women of rock right now. So next week we'll probably be talking about, obviously I'm going to mention Pal and Allie and all those, the rest of them from the morning. Obviously, I'm going to talk about them because I think, obviously, they deserve to be in that conversation. This week, I wanted to take a few minutes just to kind of go over this. And the reason I played a Wolfgang and I'm playing through the EVH is this Sammy Hagar, Van Halen, Best of Both Worlds tour. And the only reason I wanted to touch on this is I know I have some people that see this channel that have mentioned, some of the 80s guys, because I've mentioned them and some people have liked when I've talked about them. Obviously, my background is, I think I've said it in one of the last videos, was I'm a huge Randy Rhoads, Rick Emmett, George Lynch. Those are the guys that really got me started. Not that Eddie didn't. I did listen to Eddie. I didn't really get deep into Eddie till later. I'm one of those that I think goes against the grain. And that is, and the reason I'm bringing this up talking about Sammy today is because I really got more into Eddie after he did the 5150 album. I really got into him then. That's about the time that I really started paying attention. I just thought they grew. I really thought Eddie's playing really just, I mean, he's always been a phenomenal player, obviously. I mean, you can't say he isn't, because he was. But I thought that 5150 and the albums after 5150 just, to me, were just amazing. Just showed how he adapted to Dave not being there and moved forward with his songwriting. So that brings me to the best of both worlds that they're talking about, you know, going out and celebrating his life with, you know, Sammy and Michael and Joe Satriani, and I believe it was Jason Bonham's going to be playing drums. My 2 cents on that is kind of like the Pantera gig. If that's truly why you're going out there, and of course in this particular case, it's the same thing in a sense, right? You're taking a different drummer and different guitar player out in this case, and it's similar scenario, ironically, to what's going on. And no one really wanted the Pantera thing, but I always thought if they do it in such a fashion that you're paying respect to the brothers, I think that's, to me, that's okay. If you're gonna go out and if you really are gonna make it about, you know, Dime and Vinny in that case, then I don't see a problem with that. If you're just paying your respects and homage, should we say, then yeah, I think that's cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I really don't. I'm gonna move you again. I know. I might as well just be on a cruise ship, right? I have a nice tea back there too. Can you tell? I drink a lot of fluids throughout the day. I think that's cool. I do. I really think that it's cool that if you're gonna pay homage to him, then that's cool. As far as going and paying homage to Eddie and showing your respects to Eddie, I think that's cool too. I don't have a problem with that if that's what you're going out to do. You know, some people are always going to see it as trying to capitalize. I guess to each his own on how you view that. I think going out and giving the world just a chance to go hear the songs and maybe in a way awake, right? Like awake, like going to it, it's just saying goodbye. Maybe, I don't know. It depends. You tell me. Comment and tell me what your thoughts are on them doing that. As far as this inviting David Lee Roth and Alex VanHalen, I did see that Sammy he invited them to come join him on stage, and then when David Lee Roth responded and said, yeah, I'll do the tour, he came back and said, I didn't invite you for the tour, I invited you to join us on stage. If you're already going to turn it into a shit show, stop. Just stop. I'm not saying that's what he did. I'm saying if that's what's going to come of it, then just stop now. Don't do that. As far as people coming down on Joe, apparently he played something wrong, Mean Streets or something. He did something wrong of Eddie's and everybody called him on it. Look, ain't no one going to play it like Ed. I don't care if you sit in your room all day long and you duplicate everything Eddie does. You ain't Eddie, right? You may sound as close as possible and you may learn his stuff down to the ground. Great. But you're still not Eddie. You may be able to play it better than Joe because that's all you focus on. You still ain't Eddie, okay? And there's a reason why some of us, you know, no offense, are still playing in our bedroom versus someone like Joe Satriani that's touring the world. Luck of the draw. As far as Joe making a mistake, we all make mistakes. I've seen Eddie do it. There's a video footage of Randy Rhoads, the one video footage of him, and he makes a mistake in that video footage. So you can sit back all you want and think, oh, well, they all make mistakes. We all do. Hell, I make them and leave them in my videos. I don't cover them up for you guys because I'm human. If I had shows where at the end of the night I thought, wow, I did really good tonight, sure. And I'm an old man, okay? I'm your grandpa. I'm your grandpa out here talking about, the 80s, the 90s. If I had good shows, sure, great. I've had great shows where I've walked off going, great. I've had shows I've walked out going, oh my God, I hope no one videoed it. And nowadays, they can video everything. We all make mistakes, man. It is what it is. But as far as Joe not sounding like Eddie or not being Eddie or Eddie, look, no one's going to be Eddie. Not even his closest clone is not going to be him. Eddie was Eddie. And that's it, and that's that. Randy Rhoads is Randy Rhoads. George Lynch is George Lynch. Nuno Betancourt's Nuno Betancourt. So on and so forth. I just keep dropping names. All those guys play the way they play. I could invite any one of those guys into this room with all the equipment that I have in this room and in my garage and everywhere else that I have it stored. And I could say, hey, I'm going to play my guitar. I could play this rig that I was just playing for you guys at the beginning and sound like me. And then I could hand it over to George Lynch or Nuno Betancourt or someone, and they're going to play it, and you guys are going to say, that sounds like Nuno. But when Dude was playing it, it sounded like Grandpa. It's just the way it is, man. It's all in the touch, the feel, and the knowledge. So with that said, that's what I wanted to touch on, the best of both worlds. Why I took a break this week. I just wanted to, I'd seen this floating around. I'd gone to Vegas, and I'd kind of seen that they were talking about it. And I was like, man, brutal. Joe makes a mistake and everyone's all over it. And I think it was Andy Wood. I don't know whether you guys know who Andy Wood is, but if you do, go look up the Woodshed. Phenomenal guitar player. And if you need lessons, I think he does. If you join his Patreon, this dude, him and Ben Eller, Uncle Ben. You need lessons. Go watch those guys. They're just off the charts. But anyway, I saw Andy Wood commenting on this, which is what brought it to my attention. And I read some of the articles on it, and I went, wow. But as far as them doing the best of the both worlds tour, let's move on to that. Do I think it's cool? Again, if you're paying homage and you're paying your respect to Eddie, and that's what you're doing, and that's your whole main goal and purpose, I think that's cool. And I think as long as you do it justice and you do it the right way, invite some of those people. Invite some of those names that I just mentioned up. George Lynch ran the circuit with Eddie back in the day. Nuno Betancourt has been around Eddie. So why not have them join you on stage and make it like an all-star jam, right? Kind of like the Taylor Hawkins thing that was done, right, that Dave Grohl did. That was done respectfully and done really well. And I think it was great. And I think that's what you should do for Eddie. I think, yeah, the best of both worlds. I get it. Sammy wrote some of the songs, or a majority of the songs, whatever, it doesn't matter. Michael Anthony was part of it. I totally agree with them being the ones that do it. And but you should invite everybody that, that like those people, that like the Nunos and George Lynches of the world. Invite them up. Have them play a song or two. Maybe convince Wolfie to show up and play one, maybe two, just because. I understand if he declines. I get it. He's got his own career and he doesn't want to live in as it is, everyone gives him enough crap over his last name, I mean, it wouldn't matter if he changed it to Bertinelli, then they go, oh, he's just trying to live off his mom's name. Dude can't win no matter which way he tries. But I think it's pretty cool. If they're going to do this homage, pay homage to Ed and do a best of both worlds thing, that'd be cool. I do. I really think it's cool. Like I say with the Pantera thing, same way. Felt the same way about that. I've spoken about it on other videos. I think it's cool. If you're just paying respects and homage, There's nothing wrong with that. You know, plenty of people have paid respects to Randy Rhoads and Hendrix and others. And, you know, we've all kind of enjoyed that. It's cool. Super cool. On that note, getting back to, no, off that note, sorry. That's on that note. Off the note. Yeah, off the note. Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old. Getting old, okay? Getting old. Hair's gray, the beard's gray, everything's gray, okay? Okay? Okay. Got that out of the way? Good. So, next week, we're going to talk about rhythm sections. I'm going to bring up some people that I think blend in with it. I know that I've gone with a younger crowd when I talked about guitar players. Well, you know, 30 below, type thing. In their 30s and below 30s is what I've talked about. And I think I'm going to continue with that theme, although there are a couple bass players I want to throw into the mix that really, I think, were super cool. There's a couple drummers out there right now that I really want to talk about. But yeah, obviously I'm going to continue on the Warning path because I think they're great. With that said, that's all I wanted to talk about today. And I just wanted to touch on that because it was, like I said, I just got back from Vegas and I heard all this going on and this Yahoo. And I told you guys I was going to put out a video today. I know it's not probably what you want to hear, see, or anything of that. Let me play this again real quick. By the way, I have never gotten wings. I don't know what to start. Is it a lie or something? Anyway, we're not cranking distortion today. We're just not, guys. And that delay I'm using, it apparently is one David Gilmour uses. Pink Floyd, for those of you that don't know who I'm talking about right now. I love that lick. I don't know what it is about it. Anyway, guys, just wanted to do something different today. Want to talk about that. Next week, we're going to get back to talking about what we've been talking about. I did have an intro, and I did away with it. I think I explained that the intro comes from an album I worked on with someone else. And as soon as that person found out that I was using the intro, even though I'm credited on the album and I have every right to use it, also felt that because I was using it, they were entitled to anything that my YouTube channel makes. They're entitled to. So I stopped using the intro, did away with it. I'm not good at editing yet. I'm working on it. I'm gonna figure out how to start implementing things, you know, like in the corner, go check this out. I am gonna get into that stuff. I am gonna start playing a bit more. Now that I'm back in here, I do have that Spark amp. I think I showed it in the last video. Positive Grid Spark. I'm gonna bring it in here and have it set up. I am gonna play through some of the other amps that I have in the room, do some demos, play some of the guitars. But I also like just talking to you guys about music. Being a grandpa, being a dad, and being an 80s old rocker, I just love music. I do. And I just love talking music. And that's what these videos are for. I'm not out here trying to get rich off this. Like I say, the only reason I bring up the other guy realizing I was doing YouTubes and thought that there might be money here is why I dropped the intro. I'm not making money, and I'm just doing this for fun. I hope you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying here. Let's just make this world a better place. Let's just enjoy life. Talk music. Talk the good times. There's enough crap out there in the world. Forget the politics. Choose your own religion. Anyway, till next week, peace, stay safe, and to quote Uncle Ben, I don't know, should I quote Uncle Ben? Because maybe he's going to ask, can he, less clicking, more picking. Peace out, guys.